Right, it's all about the landscape in the division in boxing, whatever. I always tell you guys, look, let the landscape change. Things in boxing, they can change overnight. Look at, I thought back, look at the way the Kell Brook Gennady Golovkin fight happened. Remember Golovkin, they were negotiating, well, I guess negotiating with Eubanks, okay? Lost his pen, whatever. You remember the whole thing. And then bam, Kell Brook Gennady Golovkin, okay? Now, I've been trying to tell everyone I believe that we will get a Gennady Golovkin and Canelo rematch May 5th. Now, I did say if Canelo doesn't do it, he's going to be branded a coward, running, ducking, whatever you want to call it. But look, I've got some good information here, and I've been waiting. I don't like to put out clickbait garbage. I wait until I hear it directly from the actual source, being Eric Gomez, not even really Oscar De La Hoya, because I think a lot of, look, that dude probably does 100 interviews a day, if not more, so I'd rather hear it from, and not even Tom Loeffler. Really, when I hear it from Eric Gomez, I think it holds a little bit of weight. So according to Eric Gomez, the negotiations are ongoing. They're going well, going good. But only thing I didn't understand, and I'll read the actual statement in a minute. They're talking about they're working out terms. He's like, if Gennady Golovkin can agree, to certain terms, then it's a go. Now, what would that be? I'm thinking, probably they want it in Vegas, not Cowboy Stadium, right? Probably T-Mobile Arena, like the original fight. Maybe there's a weight restriction, which I don't really understand that, because, Golovkin would come in his typical 170, 172, somewhere in that ballpark. Canelo can come in at whatever he wants, so I don't really know, what's left to negotiate, but there's always money, right? That's, to me, the biggest factor in any fight will be money. Now, think about this, you could have Canelo pulling like a diva move, right? Saying, well, hey, I won the fight. I don't care what the judges said. I'm the A side. I'm the winner, although this guy's holding 3, I repeat, 3 of the major middleweight belts. I'm the king, and that's what I don't like. I don't like, maybe the arrogance. I think you deserve, or you earn your stripes, okay? Look, in boxing, all these guys, man, they think respect and stature is given. It's earned. It's got to be earned, right? So I don't like how they just take a standpoint of, we're the A side, we're the popular one, whatever you want to call it, and they try to be the shot callers. So originally they played that game, and now, who has leverage? You think about it, who has the leverage? Who won? Because you have two guys, both say they both won, and now Canelo is talking about how he wants revenge, right? This is revenge. Well, revenge against who? Gennady Golovkin? What did he do? Like, why would you want revenge against Gennady Golovkin? Right? Against the judge. So from what I've heard, they're going to label the rematch revenge, okay? Like it's like a grudge match. But again, it doesn't make any sense, right? To me, both guys went in there and did what they had to do. The only revenge that should be given would be to Gennady Golovkin for a terrible scorecard. Okay, you had one Adelaide Bird with a ridiculous scorecard, and then you had another judge that made a mistake that would have won Gennady Golovkin in the fight, would have given him the nod. Go back and check it out. Okay, you had 2 judges that just completely destroyed that night of boxing, right? So it's almost like we need a do-over because of that. So revenge to who? Not quite sure. But look, let me read the actual statement that I've been waiting to hear, from Eric Gomez. Okay, right here. President Eric Gomez, Canelo's negotiations are expected to be completed soon. I like that. Completed soon, okay? Gomez told ESPN Deportes, we are close. We are, I don't understand. He said, we are advanced. Canelo wants the fight. I think they're translating from Spanish to English. So he says, we're advanced. Canelo wants to fight. He gave us the green light to close the fight. And there are important details still to be discussed to reach an agreement. And once that happens, we will work out the contract. So still to be discussed. There are important details. Like I'm not reading that. What important details? Of course, every contract, a mega fight. Yeah, it's important, but I don't know. I try to read between the lines. I'm hoping, this isn't a red flag. you know, like they can't come to terms, like for whatever reason, I would think it'd be the split, you know, the purse, like who gets what, right? I mean, to me, it was a draw, right? You break it in half. It's like, let's break bread, you know, break that thing right in half. You get, you know, 50-50, right? You get half, I get half. I mean, there's no, honestly, if anyone deserves a bigger, you know, a bigger cut, it would be Gennady Golovkin. Why? Because he is the champion. You didn't beat him. You didn't beat him. You know, it was a draw. Okay. You know, even if we stick with it was a draw, right? There's no, I mean, to me, there's no room for negotiation for a bigger cut of the money going to Canelo Alvarez, Golden Boy promotion, whatever. I mean, realistically, even if you're a Canelo fan, how could you justify Canelo getting more than the champion, right? Because once again, I mean, this is a do-over. I mean, basically, you've got Canelo Alvarez going in there and, you know, trying again. You know, it's like, so I don't know. I don't understand. And I've heard other statements they put out, other comments they made about how, well, you know, talking about money, basically, you know, so I'm hoping that's not going to hold it up. But Billy Joe Saunders, now, when I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the landscape, okay, what I meant by that was how it has changed. Right now, if you're Canelo Alvarez, what options do you have right now, okay? An in-house with David Lemieux? No, we don't want to see that. I mean, who, you know, look, you got to look at it. Who, I mean, sure, you know, it wouldn't be a bad fight. You know, I think David Lemieux, he was just overwhelmed. It was a styles make fights kind of thing. And you know, I want to make a whole video devoted to what I think about that particular fight. I'm talking about Billy Joe Saunders and David Lemieux. I think it was just stylistically a clash. You know, it was just a clash. You know, like Abel Sanchez said, David Lemieux had 2 left feet. He's like, look, basically he was a punching bag with 2 left feet. You know, we're not impressed with Billy Joe Saunders, you know. So, but I was, you know, I'll tell you, I was, because I think he looked like he had 2 left feet because Billy Joe Saunders, you know, put on some excellent boxing skills that night. So my personal opinion is, you know, partly the way Lemieux looked was due to what Billy Joe Saunders was doing. You know, so, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, you know, we don't like him. He says things on social media, you know, he rubs you the wrong way, that kind of thing. But look, I'll always give credit where credit is due. And I think Billy Joe Saunders deserves credit, you know, not a ton, because yes, you know, we are talking about, you know, David Lemieux. You know, he did say in the beginning of the fight that, you know, his hands are like a 70-year-old man, and he'll no longer take, you know, high-risk fights. You know, he doesn't want any more wars, any more battles. I mean, basically, he says, I'm on the decline. So, you know, but like I said, I'll make another video talking about that. But let me get into a little bit more of the Canelo Golovkin situation. Let's see. Well, first right here. Okay, look, let me just read this part real quick and we'll move on. All right. He wants to fight the winner of Golovkin Canelo, but he's not going to hang about either, and whatever happens, he's going to fight again early in the new year, talking about Billy Joe Saunders, okay? They want to do Golovkin Canelo on May 5th, but they haven't signed terms, okay? And the winner of that will be against the winner of Billy Joe Saunders in September. So basically, it's going just like I wanted it to go, okay? I wanted a rematch. Then I wanted Gennady Golovkin to become the undisputed middleweight champion by fighting Billy Joe Saunders. Because, you know, now look, Billy Joe, he's got a good showing, right? Now he has confidence. The landscape has changed. Now he believes that he can truly beat Gennady Golovkin, you know. But look, you got to look at this. Canelo, 49-1-2, 27 years old, right? Gennady Golovkin, 37-0-1. He'll be 36 in April. So basically January, February, March, April, he's going to be 36, I believe. And Canelo, 27. I mean, to me, it's kind of like when Canelo fought Cotto, right? I mean, Gennady Golovkin's going to be 10 years. Man, in boxing, that's like 152 years. 10 years, going to be 10 years older. I mean, come on. You know, and look, really, to me, that's further testament to, you know, the success that Gennady Golovkin had against Canelo Alvarez in the ring. Because look, you're talking about a guy that is, you know, 10 years, you know, your senior, right? So, you know, I don't know, you know, think about that. So what does that say about Canelo, right? I mean, you're fighting a dude 10 years older, and this is how it looked. Now, this comment right here, okay, Canelo's promoter Saunders is a runner like Lara. We want Gennady Golovkin. So basically, Eric Gomez Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya. Billy Joe Saunders is a runner, so they're trying to discredit what he did in the ring against David Lemieux. We want Gennady Golovkin, okay? Now, remember the comment right here. More like Canelo was the one running most of the rounds against Golovkin. So, you know, that's the thing. Right after the Irislandy Lara fight, Canelo says, oh, he would run. You know, he didn't want to fight. He wanted to run. I can't chase him. It's not a marathon. It's not a race. It's a fight. It's boxing, right? But, you know, go back and look. You know, dude was on his bike. Dude wore out the tires on that bike. I mean, the tires, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude needed like 3 bikes. I mean, he was on his bike in that original fight, okay? In fact, think about this. And I guarantee you this is a fact. This is truth. You know, somebody out there, some little, like, stat nerd, put the numbers together. I guarantee you Canelo ran more against Gennady Golovkin than he has ran in his entire collection of fights, okay? Probably, or damn close, okay? If you actually count the amount of minutes, not seconds, but minutes that he ran from Gennady Golovkin, it's probably more than he's ever ran in his last 20 fights, okay? I'd say 20. So, you know, and then he wants to talk about, oh, well, Billy Joe Saunders is a runner. No, there's a difference in, you know, using the ring, okay, ring generalship, cutting off the ring, you know, setting traps, you know, pivoting, moving left, right, you know, using your just basic footwork, okay? I mean, that's what Billy Joe Saunders did, you know, it was basic footwork. I mean, look, David Lemieux was throwing like these haymakers, like way down from like Louisiana, like what, like these, you know, what's his name? Deontay Wilder, you know, those kind of haymakers, you know what I'm saying? Those just big old haymakers you can see coming from last Tuesday, you know. So, you know, I don't know, man, but I'm excited. I've been waiting for anything solid. You know, it kind of gets me back in the mood to get back up here on YouTube because lately I've been a little bit, yeah, you know, I try to do a video every other day, you know, but look, you know, when you come here, you're going to get quality over quantity. I'm not going to put out a bunch of clickbait. You know, I just don't rely on YouTube to pay my bills. Sorry, you know, I have a job, but you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what do you guys think? I mean, look, if you're a boxing fan, this is great news, right? I mean, you should be excited. So wake up, people. What do you think?